Okay, so up until now, we've been doing eighth notes, quarter notes, and eighth notes, but now we're introducing 16th notes. So we're subdividing the beat again. First we had 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Remember, that's why I wanted you to do that first exercise where we're counting, because being able to count like that is really important. Now remember that the E and the D of the beat are on either side of the and. So we're cutting it in half, or we're splitting it in 4 actually. 1E and 1E, or 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and So the 1 and the and are the strong ones, okay? The E and the D are a little bit, they're not quite as emphasized, okay? So it's a little bit peculiar sometimes to put a note in there when we're doing this type of finger picking, but I promise you that with these exercises, you're going to be able to do this. So, for instance, for this first one here, we're going to, or for the next 4 exercises, we're going to be establishing the D of the beat, okay? So the 1, E, and D. And that's where we're going to be playing our melody note. So in this way, the bass line is not affected at all because this note's thrown in between those notes. So for instance, let's say we do the D of 4. So in this case, it's going to go, I'm going to do it real slow and then I'll speed it up. So, and remember, we have to count 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and D. And that's where we're going to hit our melody. So 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 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 right? That's a little bit tricky, right? Okay, so once you get this, the object is to be able to speed it up, to be able to play it across strings 1, 2, and 3 with the different fingers. So 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 3E and 4E and 2E 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 and 3E and 4E. Okay? You get the idea. Let's keep going.